I was never really like a strong guy. Like coming up, I was always like a little bit slimmer, and I used the technical side in wrestling. And then I remember it was either on my visit or like one of the first weeks I was here. I saw you doing pull-ups with like 100-pound dumbbell, and I was like, okay, that's different, but all right. Like, I didn't even think that somebody could do that. I was like, that's not real, but you're just freaking repping it out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to get stronger, I guess. So that's important.
That's definitely one that translates to wrestling.
100%.
Yeah. There's some really important ones that do help a lot.
Yeah. When you were on your mission, you were just running and doing pull-ups and push-ups and
I wasn't even running that much.
Yeah.
I did P90X. So
P90X.
Yeah. Exactly. So push-ups, and then I had them fabricate me like a pull-up bar that I could fit in my door, and I was just doing pull-ups. Kind of similar thing. We'd strap weight on and then try to do pull-ups.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Coming back from that, did you feel like pretty in shape still? Took a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So I graduate high school in 08, and then in 09 I serve a 2-year mission. And then I come back to Penn State, and it took me a couple months probably to catch my legs and be able to move my feet. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And then I sit that year because I'm behind Ed Ruth.
Right.
So I don't start right away. I get to wrestling in some matches, but
yeah. Talk to me about your mission. What was that like, and that experience, and
yeah,
did you enjoy it?
I loved it. I served in Mozambique and Angola, 2 countries in Africa. Learned Portuguese. I proselyted my faith, taught about Jesus Christ. Got to love the people of Mozambique and Angola, and still have some contacts, and just love the culture and love what I was doing. I felt like I was helping people find God, and it was a blast.
That's awesome. That's
really cool. I'm 19 to 21 years old and kind of in this country, away from my family, and good growing experience for sure.
Wow.
What was the process like for choosing where you were going to go?
You don't really choose. You put on your application on, do you want to learn a language, and do you want to serve outside the U.S.? And I'm like, yes to both.
Wow.
So when you open that mission call, and I was like, Maputo, Mozambique. I had no idea where this is. Yeah. So it was cool.
That's crazy.
Do you learn the language separately, or were there people there that spoke Portuguese?
So you learn a little bit before you go at the missionary training center, and then it's kind of like on the job, figure it out.
Dang.
So that probably took me 6 months until I felt comfortable and really fluent.
Yeah. What's a day like for you when you were on mission?
Yeah, that's a great question. We wake up, we're supposed to exercise, and I took full advantage of that.
Yeah.
Then you study the scriptures and Word of God, and then you get out and talk to people. See who's interested, see if they want to learn. So
yeah,
do that until 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Plan for the next day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd get a little workout in at night.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it like culturally, and I guess how did you make connections with people over there?
That's a good question. So being white in Mozambique and Angola was a rarity.
Yeah.
And so they were like, what are you doing here?
Right.
So that opened up conversations. And they're very welcoming. I felt very welcomed, and they did very poor, right? Very meager circumstance, but they would give you some juice, right? And that's a big deal. They'd invite you in, and very generous and very humble. And then you can learn, well, at least I learned, how people can be happy with very little. So that's a lesson. Every time I'm feeling ungrateful, or it's your birthday, and you're like, oh, I only got this. You're like, holy cow. Yeah. Think about those people.
Yeah.
It's just very cool to see how they live, and what they have and what they can be grateful for.
Dang. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Were they pretty open to the faith and what you're communicating?
Yeah, they were. Africa in general, the church is growing a lot. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and they're, like I said, they're humble, and so I think that gives them some inclination to find God, maybe. And anybody can find God, right? But if you're struggling, maybe we look towards God more.